Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. Here's a puzzle that was featured on Sudoku Mahabharat, round 2 of 2022, with those two authors, which are very good authors, even though they only appeared quite recently on the contest scene. So the rule here is that whenever you have an X symbol between two cells, this X denotes the Latin digit, the Latin number 10. So the sum must be 10. And similarly with the V, the sum must be 5. And the lack of a symbol has no special meaning. They're just here. And something else that is given is that no three consecutive cells can have digits of the same parity. Alright, so when I did this puzzle during the round, I found the logic, but I did a mistake at some point and I couldn't solve it in the end because of this mistake. So how do we start? Well, we'll do some coloring. What we can see is that on this row, there are only two places possible for digit 5, and those places are those two cells. Only then can have a 5, because 5 can't go on with an X symbol. The other digits would have to be 5 as well. And why is that interesting? Well, we know that these three cells can't have the same parity. These three cells can't have the same parity, but these two must have the same parity because they add up to an even number. And knowing that all this has to be odd, those two can't be both odd. So they must be even. And I use green for even digits and orange for odd digits. And now that those two are even, those two must be odd. This must be even because the sum is 10. This now must be odd. And on this row, these two have the same parity, but they can't have the same parity as this, so they are even, and those must be odd. That's 4 even digits on this row, so this has to be odd. The sum here is even, so the sum here must be odd, so they are opposite parity. Here the parity is the same. We can't have 3 orange in a row. Here we can't have 3 odds in a row, and those two have same parity. That's the 5th odd digit in the region. Here, same parity, not 3 of the same parity. Here, same parity, but not the same as this. That's 4 even digits in a box, so the other must be odd. Then, what next? Well, this is odd, obviously. Where should I look? There must be something similar. I'm just not seeing what. Oh, sorry. 2 even digits here, 2 even digits, so those must be odd, 2 odd digits here, so this must be even, and this as well. This must be odd, those must be even, this must be odd. We already have 4 evens on this row, so those are odd. Here, those have the same parity but different from that. 4 even digits here, so that's odd. Well, same arguments, so that's odd, that's odd. Here we need 2 evens here, that's odd. Opposite parity. And then those have same parity, 4 even digits here, that's odd. opposite parity, 2 odds here, so those are even, 4 evens here, same parity. Here we already have 5 odds on this row, 4 evens here, opposite parity, 4 evens here, same argument, and we still need 1 even digit here. This row has 4 even digits, same here. Oops. And we conclude with an even here and an odd there. So just like with the Kerr-Battenberg, here the logical way, the natural way to start is to just color all this stuff. Now let's move on to the digits. And this given a 3 says that this can only be a 1, and that's a 4, and that's a 6. And this odd digit must be a 1, that's a 4. So those must be a 2-8 pair. Oh, sorry about that. And same here. Those must add up to 10 without using a 4, so they are 2 and 8, and this is also 2 or 8. So that this now can only be a 4, that's a 1, that's a 9. That's a 6, and that's a 4. This is a 2-8 pair, but this has a sum of 5, so that's a 2, that's an 8. And the converse is true down below, so that's a 3. Here we have a 6-8 pair, and each of them is complemented by a 2 or a 4. That's a 4-6 pair, but this can't be a 4, so that's a 6. And there's a 4 down there, so that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 6, that's a 4, and we get another 2-8 pair here. Here that's a 6, that can only be an 8, and it resolves all of those digits. This is an 8, so that's a 2, that's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 2, so that's 8, 6, and 2. And now this is a 6-4 pair, and that's an 8. So all the even part is now resolved, and we must now move on to the odd part. So this doesn't include a 1, so it's a 3-7 pair. And the other 2 digits in the box are 5 and 7. Here they are among 3, 5, and 7 is in there. Here we must have 3, 5. Oh, sorry, this is a 3-7 pair. And actually there's a 3 down there, so that's a 7, that's a 3. Here we need 1, 5, and 9. And the other 2 digits on this row are 5 and 9. It creates a 5-9 pair on this column. So 1 can only be here. And this is 3 or 7. And because of this 9, this is actually a 5. And we get this 9 and this 5 down there. That's a 3-7 pair. 1 can only be here. Oh, sorry. That's not a 3-7 pair, but a 5-7 pair. And here we have a 3-9 pair, and that's a 7. 5 and 9 here. There must be a 7 here. This is not the 1, so 1 is here in this column. And here in this column. and this is 5 or 9. This is 3, 5 or 7, and the same applies here. Oh, this 9 here makes this a 5, that's a 9. We need 1, 3, and 7 here, so this is 3 or 7. Now, this can only be 7 or 9. And did I overlook anything? I'm looking for X or V symbols. But, oh yes, this here. 9 would put a 1 here, which would repeat, so that's a 3. That's a 9. And that's a 7 to complete to 10, so that's 1, that's 5. And this now is a 9. Putting this 7, this 3, 7, 3, 7, 5 below, 5 in the middle, so that's 9, 7, 5. So you can see that all of this has been placed quite masterfully. 9 here, 5, 3, 7, and 3. Well, the main part of solving this puzzle was just the coloring, which is somehow different from what we're used to seeing in those contests. That's not the usual way you solve the puzzles, which doesn't mean that there shouldn't be puzzles like this. It is just that we have to extend our state of mind when solving those and accept to use the Penpa app when it's available. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon on SudoKanard.